Good evening, good evening. As you can tell, this is a voiceover because for some reason we lost all of the audio from this video. But in this video we're going to be working on this 2009 Chevrolet Malibu. It's my niece's car. You can see she's hit a deer with it. This one happens to be a hybrid, but that won't make any difference for replacing the front wheel bearing, which is what we're fixing to do, the front wheel bearing hub. So it's been making a roaring noise, and we're going to go ahead and replace it for her. And after we get that replaced, we'll also notice that the bottom ball joint is bad, and we'll end up replacing the lower control arm in another video. But this video is replacing that front wheel arm. So the first thing we're going to have to do is jack it up and get that wheel off. You'll need a 19mm or 3/4 socket on your impact or breaker bar and get the wheel off, and we'll be back once we get that done. Alright, once we've got the wheel off, we're going to use a screwdriver and compress the caliper piston just a little bit so that it's easier to get on and get off and then put back on once we're done. So we've got that. Now we're going to remove the two slide bolts. They're 13 or 14mm wrench. I can't remember which, but we're just going to zip those off of there real quick. Usually once you break them loose, you can spin them out with your fingers. So, bottom one. Get those off, then you can pull the caliper off, and I'm going to hang it by a hook from the strut. I'm trying to compress the piston a little bit more to make it easier to pull off. There we go. Alright, so we're just going to hang that. I got a little hook right there. You can use baling wire or whatever you got. You just don't want to leave it hanging by the hose. Once that's out of the way, then we can pull our two brake pads out. They'll slide out to the side. Like so. Lay those to the side. And then we're going to get a wrench and pull the pull the caliper mounting bracket. There's two bolts that go into the back of it. We're going to pull that off. Once that's off, then we can pull the rotor off, and then we'll be ready to go further. But we'll go ahead and get that done here real quick, and I will come back once we get that part done. Okay, we're going to use the impact wrench and a 36mm socket to get the nut off of the CV axle at this point. So that's what we're doing right here. And now we are going to use a big punch and a hammer to knock the CV axle back a little bit. This is just going to break it loose in the splines without damaging any of the threads. And at this point, we are going to use the impact wrench and an 18mm socket to take these two nuts loose on the bolts that hold the steering knuckle to the strut. Right here you can see I've got the nuts screwed back on there so that we can smack them with a hammer, because the bolts have splines on them, much like a wheel lug stud. So we're going to knock those out. Alright, once we get those two bolts knocked out of there, then we're going to lean the steering knuckle over and we will wiggle it around and get the CV axle pulled out of the steering knuckle. And once we get it out of there, then you will see the 3 bolts which we are going to have to remove in order to get the unit bearing off of there. So you might need to use a pry bar or something. You'll have to wiggle all this around, but you can get it popped out of there just like that, and kind of lay it to the side, and then we will be able to see the last 3 bolts that we need to remove, and there they are. Should take a 13mm socket. And here you can see we stuck one of those bolts back in the strut to hold everything up, and we're going to use our socket to remove those 3 bolts from the unit bearing, and then we'll be able to knock that unit bearing out of there. Alright, so now that those 3 bolts are out, we've got to knock the hub out of the steering knuckle. And you just take a hammer, tap it a couple of times on the top and then each side, and it'll pop right out of there. And the piece of sheet metal for the brake backing will come out with it, along with any corrosion and dirt and everything you'll see pour out of there. So now we're going to set the old bearing to the side, and where you see I'm pointing right there, we're going to clean all of this up with a wire brush on a die grinder. Alright, we're getting ready to put the new unit bearing on. So we got our 3 bolts here. We cleaned them up, put a little bit of medium strength Loctite on the threads so they are ready to go. You will have to take your new unit bearing, which is there, and you can see I've cleaned all this off. The piece of sheet metal sandwiches in between it, and then you got to make sure that you get that wire for your speed sensor located in the right place. So we'll get this all put back together now. And those bolts, those 3 bolts will be torqued to 85 foot-pounds. And once you get those torqued, then you're going to pull that bolt we had holding it up in the strut temporarily back out. And you're going to wiggle it around and get your CV axle splined back into your new bearing hub. And then you're going to put that back up there and put your 2 bolts back in the strut, and make sure you get the little sheet metal bracket for the speed sensor on the other end of those 2 underneath the nuts, and then you will tighten all of those 2 strut bolts to 89 foot-pounds. Now that the strut's torqued, we're going to stick our wheel speed sensor connector back in its little bracket, and then hook the speed sensor wire back up to it. Now that the wire is hooked back up, we're going to put our CV axle nut back on and run it down, and we're going to torque that to 159 foot-pounds. Alright, at this point all we've got left is to put our rotor back on and then to put our caliper bracket on. The caliper bracket bolts torque to 96 foot-pounds, and then we can put the caliper itself back on. The little bolts in the sliders go to 26 foot-pounds. But before you put your caliper back on, remember to put your brake pads back on and have them facing the correct direction, of course. At this point, you're going to want to make sure everything's tight and you're ready to put your wheel back on. And once you get the wheel back on, you're done. Alright, we got the wheel back on. I've still got it up on the jack because at this point I'm going to have to go to the parts store and try to find a lower ball joint, but that will be for another video. This one is done. We have replaced the roaring wheel bearing hub and that noise will be gone now. Appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully you found this useful and it wasn't too unbearable with the voiceover. I apologize for that. I don't know why we lost all of the audio from that previous video and this video, but hopefully it will be better in the future.